Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Hello there, fans. We welcome to Manhattanville College Women's Lacrosse here on the Valiants.tv network. Tyson Egler bringing today's coverage of women's lacrosse. Sorry to start the game about halfway through the first half. It's a 4-3 lead for Eastern as that shot attempt is snagged out of the air by Lauren Cassidy. Valiants put the first two goals on the scoreboard. Eastern's responded, though, with 4 of the last 5 as they currently lead by 1. Busy day here for the Manhattanville Athletics Department. 4 spring teams in action here today. 2 of the 3 victorious here. As the Valiants going to have a chance, and they'll shoot and score to tie the game. As Manhattanville ties it at 4 with that goal. Christina Leva with her second goal of the contest knots the game at 4. Jenna Nance picks up her second assist of the game. And we're exactly halfway through. And we might be having a disallowed goal as the officials might be claiming that Christina Leva as an illegal stick. And folks, that's one of the weird things you see here in women's lacrosse. Again, she scored the first goal with that same exact stick. It counted. Now apparently there's something wrong with it, so they might disallow this goal. And she had the stick checked before the game, so 2 out of the 3 times it was okay, but it looks like the third time, and it will indeed be a disallowed goal. So again, kind of a bad break there for Manhattanville. Is, you know, it was just an odd thing here in women's lacrosse, something that I'll admit I fully don't understand, where you can get your stick check before the game, it's okay to go. You score a goal, you're still good, and then all of a sudden something changes in the game where, I'm not going to say Christina Leva readjusted it, but that's got to be the case. That's the only way that would happen, but anyways, goal doesn't count, so it's still a 1-goal lead for the Eagles. But as I was mentioning, folks, Manhattanville has had a busy day here with 2 home games, including a softball doubleheader and a 9-inning baseball contest, and softball defeating Mount St. Vincent in both contests, and baseball with a 12-9 victory against Lehman. So women's lacrosse looking for the perfect day. The men's lacrosse team falling to the Eagles on the road as Eastern turns this one over. Anna Marie Nardone with it. Nardone playing this one ahead to Kat Riley. Kat Riley with a whole head of steam. Here's Riley on one. She'll shoot, she'll score. You can't leave Kat Riley wide open like that. She'll make you pay every time, just like she did there. And we're a successful stick check away from Manhattanville tying the game. And it looks like the goal will go. So it's a 4-4 game after Kat Riley nets her second of the contest. Anna Marie Nardone with the assist. Halfway through the first, it's 4-4. As both these teams looking for a big conference victory. Manhattanville 2-1 in MAC Freedom play, while Eastern 1-2. Valiants currently tied with Canes at 2-1, but the Valiants with the better overall record control that tiebreaker. These teams, Canes and Manhattanville, will meet in the final contest of the regular season. That could very well not only determine who makes the playoffs, but maybe even playoff position as well. Valiants 8-4 this season, while Eastern is 3-9. Since starting the season 0-2, Manhattanville has rallied off 8 wins in their last 10 contests, as this Valiant women's lacrosse team has been hot as of late, including 2 consecutive victories, a big 20-7 victory against Centenary in their final non-conference game, and last time out they defeated DeSales 18-5. And due in large part to the play of Carly Weiss. Weiss, 61 points this year. She leads the conference in assists with 26. She also has got 35 goals to go along with it. Not to mention Kat Riley, who's had herself one heck of a week, as Eastern's going to respond with the goal as number 12, Liz Brennan's able to fire that one past Cassidy to retake the lead for the Eagles. Kat Riley, the conference player of the week, scored 5 goals in the victory against DeSales and had a couple of goals as well against Centenary. So Liz Brennan with the goal puts the lead back in favor of the Eagles. .11 to go here in this first half. Manhattanville looking for the victory. Shania Jones is going to carry this one all the way into the zone. Jones now dumps this one off, and she'll hustle back into the defensive end. And I'll put another offensive player for Manhattanville as Dalsey will step back up. Valiants with it behind the Eastern net. As here's a shot attempt, but a big save there by the Eagles. Ball though going to be turned over as the Valiants able to do a pretty good job of picking up the pressure and cause the turnover. That's something we've seen this Valiant team do whenever a team gets the ball after an offensive zone turnover or a shot by Manhattanville. The Valiants pick up the pressure on the defense, and they have done a good job causing turnovers. Here's Carly Weiss with it. Weiss has her shot attempt saved by the goalie. As number 16, Alina Ojemski, again the nod here today, has a 36% save percentage, squaring off against senior Lauren Cassidy. Cassidy with just above a 42% save percentage. As the Eagles will now get the successful clear, as it'll be number 15, Sabrina Campbell with it. Campbell looking to take this one all the way, but turns it over. Scooped up by Shania Jones. Jones with it. She'll turn it right back over to the Eagles. Eastern with it, leading by 1 with 11 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Back to Campbell. Campbell now has it. She'll pass this one off. Eastern with 3 players in the double digits in points department, led by Anna Charleboy with 63 points. Liz Brennan had 55, and Julie Hagen 39 points this season. In 4th place for the Eagles is Sam Brennan with 8. So really a 3-headed attack for the Eagles, and Manhattanville's already seen, at least watching the game before the broadcast came on, Charles Boy, the Valiants are going with literally a isolation defense, as Evelyn Diaz is literally shadowing Charles Boy wherever she is on the field. And here's Hagen with it. Hagen trying to get open. She'll elect to pass this one off. Ball loose on the turf. It'll be scooped up though by the Eagles. As we approach 10 minutes to go here in the first half, this pass is high and above the intended receiver as it's rolling towards the out of bounds line. Scooped up though by Manhattanville. Carly Weiss with it. Weiss plays this one ahead, and here comes Manhattanville. Valiants quickly get this one into the offensive end. Valiants with it, pass ahead, one-on-one opportunity. They'll shoot and score. Great transition there from defense to offense as the Valiants quickly entered the zone, showing off that speed, and they bury it in the back of the net for the goal as Jenna Nance ties it at 5. The speedy and always dangerous Cat Riley set that one up as she sprinted into the Eastern Territory. Eagles were drawn to Riley, leaving Jenna Nance right at the doorstep. She buries it in as we're tied at 5 with 10:03 to go in the first. Valiants looking to qualify for the Mac Freedom Tournament and the second season at the helm of for Trish Malfetta. As she's done wonders for this Manhattanville women's lacrosse team. Already the most wins since 2009 when that team won 11 contests. As here's a shot attempt and Cassidy collects the save. As number 12 Liz Brennan looked to get one past Cassidy, but a big save by the senior. Now the Valiants will play this one out to midfield. Here comes Manhattanville back with it. They'll rush ahead. Evelyn Diaz now has it. Diaz gets around one defender. Here's Diaz with it. Looked about she was going to take a shot, but she might have got hit on that one, and that's able to draw the foul against the Eagles, and this is going to set up a free position for Evelyn Diaz as the Valiants can retake the lead for the first time since it was 3-2 early in the first half. Diaz charges in. She'll shoot. Blocked away, though, by the Eagles. As Ojemski is able to scoop that one up. I think an Eagles defender might have affected that shot a little bit. As now another turnover by the Eagles. And it looks like we're going to have a stoppage of play. As the Valiants are going to take a timeout. We'll take one with them. 9:01 to go here in the first half of play. The score all tied up at 5. 5-5 the score here. As the rain really coming down here at GoViants.com field. Luckily for me and the broadcast team, we're up top and under a nice canopy that's shielding us from the rain and keeping you here and giving you the broadcast from Manhattanville College women's lacrosse. 5-5 the score, 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Valiants looking to stay in contention in the MAC Freedom Conference race. Currently third, as you saw the MAC standings in the break. Eagles, though, looking to retake the lead as they try to make a run towards a conference tournament berth. As this one passed down front, here's a shot attempt, and Eastern will shoot and score. Nice little give and go there by the Eagles. As Brennan records the goal. Apologize for the technical difficulties. We are back here as it's an 8-7 lead for Eastern with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Valiants have been able to tie the game a few times here, but just Eastern's been able to respond and keep the Valiant offense at bay. As now Carly Weiss is going to get a yellow card, so she's going to be forced to sit potentially almost the remainder of the first half. As you can see, the rain really coming down here at GoViants.com field, and luckily for us, the baseball and softball games both getting in there did have to deal with some inclement weather. But fortunately, no harm done as all 3 games were able to be played, and all 3 wins for Manhattanville women's lacrosse, looking to wrap up the night with a victory. Here's Manhattanville with it as the Valiants going to try to tie this game. Valiants now trying to drive in, and pass attempt are going to get a whistle just before that pass to Jenna Nance, and it looks like it will be a free position coming up for Manhattanville. Valiants doing this, down a man. 1:20 to go in the first half. Manhattanville trails by 1. Big free position coming up for the Valiants. Pass in front, here's a shot attempt, but a great save there by the goalie. Ojenski keeps it a 1-goal lead for the Eagles. Valiants are able to cause a turnover. Here's a shot, and Manhattanville will shoot and score. And now Ojenski a little bit slow to get up as one of the Valiants was tripped just before she shot that and collided with Ojenski. So as of right now, 59 seconds to go. Manhattanville's tied this game at 8. As Kat Riley records the hat trick with her third of the contest. Good to see Ojenski is up and moving, so could have been a potentially scary play. And it looks like the Eagles were going to be whistled for a foul after or on the shot, so it will be Manhattanville ball. With 59 seconds, a chance for the Valiants to take a lead into the break. 8-8 the score. Carly Weiss, the best offensive player for Manhattanville, currently standing on the sidelines after picking up a yellow card. And Weiss has to be careful, can't pick up that second one because that means then she's out for the remainder of the game. We saw her do that earlier this season. We'll see if Manhattanville maybe elects to try to keep the ball away from the Eagles until Weiss comes back out onto the field. 20 seconds remaining in the Weiss yellow card and 35 seconds remaining in the first half as we'll have another whistle and stoppage of play. As we'll go against the Eagles. This one played to Evelyn Diaz. Diaz to Sarah Dalsey. Dalsey spins. Underhand passes this to Diaz. Eagles now picking up the pressure as they're trying to force the double team. Here's Diaz. Pass it to Riley as Weiss will now hustle back out onto the field. 10 seconds to go here in the first half. Manhattanville with a shot attempt blocked away though. Ball loose. It'll be scooped up by Ojenski, and that should just about do for the first half of play. As she'll just hold on to the ball, the clock will finally tick, and that will do it. We're going to go into halftime the same way we entered the game with the score tied. Valiants and Eagles all knotted up at 8. As we'll take a quick break here on GoValiants.tv. Stay tuned for the second half of action as Manhattanville looks for the big victory against the Eastern Eagles, tied up with Eastern 8-8. Second half set to get underway here at GoViants.com field as Manhattanville Eastern all tied at 8 in this all-important MAC Freedom battle between the Valiants and the Eagles. Ty Snagler bringing today's coverage of Manhattanville College women's lacrosse, as the opening draw will be controlled by the Eagles. And Jenna Nance coming in to try to jar the ball loose, but it's like she caught a little bit of the face of Liz Brennan, so it'll be a foul against Nance. Possession will stay with the Eagles. As there's a shot attempt that's blocked away by the Manhattanville defense. And the Valiants will now come up with it. Ball played to midfield. Leva able to duck past one defender. Here comes Christina Leva. Leva with it, trying to give Manhattanville the lead for the first time since it was 3-2 early in the first half. Valiants put the first 2 goals up on the board, but the Eagles then responded. As this pass attempt off the mark, a little bit of miscommunication there by the Valiants. And it'll be Eagle ball. The Eagles then scored 4 of the next 5 goals to take the lead, and Manhattanville has been able to tie the game numerous times but has yet to get over the hump of taking the lead, as the Eagles have just done enough to keep Manhattanville at bay, like they did right there on that defensive possession. Eastern with it. Sullivan passing this one off. As it'll go to Charles Boy. Charles now with it. This shot attempt just a little bit wide of the post. Backed up nicely though by the Eagles, so they'll keep possession. Eastern looking to retake the lead here early in the second half. Eagles still with it. Really taking their time here in this possession. Trying to find an open shot as Sullivan passes this one off. Pass attempt out in front. And good defense by the Valiants, but the Eagles are going to draw a whistle. And that'll set up a free position for Eastern. Here's a shot attempt. Cassidy just able to get enough of that one as Hagan put the shot on goal, but Cassidy able to steer that one away, keeps it a tied contest. Here's Liz Brennan with it. Brennan being pushed by Baragtari, and they're going to say Baragtari just a little bit too physical on the defensive play there, as she'll get the foul called against her. Here's Brennan. Pass now behind the net. Eagles now turn this one over, but Manhattanville will give it right back. As Lauren Cassidy coming out of the net, she'll scoop up the ground ball. Cassidy having to get rid of this one quickly, and she passes it off. Now played ahead. Riley able to get a piece of that one, and a lot of contact there on the arms of Kat Riley. As that was number 23, Anna Charles Boy, trying to knock that ball loose, but caught the arm of Riley, which drew the foul. Now here comes Manhattanville. Valiants with it, they cut in. We're going to get a stoppage of play, and that should be a free position coming up for Manhattanville with 4 minutes gone in the second half. Once again, Manhattanville a chance to retake the lead, as it'll be Sarah Dalsey. Dalsey rushes in. Dalsey shoots just off the mark, as I believe Ojensky was just able to get enough of that one. Both teams fighting for the ground ball. Look to see who the whistle's against, and it looks like it's going to be against Eastern, so it'll be the Valiants' ball. Passed off. Here's Jenna Nance with it. Nance plays it to Leva. Leva up top to Evelyn Diaz. Diaz to Kat Riley. Riley looking to show off the speed. Riley's shot attempt high above the post, but she's going to draw a whistle, and this should set up a free position for Kat Riley. Riley with 3 goals to lead the Manhattanville offense as she continues her strong play. The reigning Mag Freedom Player of the Week. Going to try to go low on that shot attempt, and they'll shoot and score. Valiants go near post on that shot attempt, went low, and Ojemski unable to come up with it, and Manhattanville back up on top by a score of 9-8. Riley with her 4th goal of the contest, and it's Manhattanville with their first lead since it was 2-3 early in the first half. As Manhattanville looks to stay hot, as we mentioned, coming into the game, they start off the season 0-2. They've won 8 of their last 10 contests. As this Manhattanville team looks to charge to a Mag Freedom tournament berth for the first time in quite some time, and the first time under the guidance of head coach Trish Malfetta. Dalsey and Brennan for the draw. And it will be Manhattanville ball. Diana Bargtari winning possession for Manhattanville. Bargtari plays this one ahead to Jenna Nance. Nance with it. Passes this one off. Played to Sarah Dalsey. Now to Carly Weiss. Weiss relatively quiet here tonight, looking to try to get things going, and she will with that shot and goal. Right on cue is Carly Weiss as she buries one in the back of the net. Just as I said, she had a quiet night. She able to jinx the old broadcaster, and it worked on that one as Carly Weiss scores her first of the night. 10-8 now the lead for Manhattanville. As we're 5 minutes gone here in the second half of play. Valiants have come out firing here in the second half. As you had to wonder maybe how both teams would be affected coming out of the break. Manhattanville electing to stay on the field while Eastern actually went to their bus for a moment time to maybe try to stay warm. And so far it's all Manhattanville start off this second half as another draw victory for the Valiants. Manhattanville once again with it, looking for their largest lead of the game. This one laid off for Dalsey. Dalsey's shot attempt saved by Ojemski. Nice little play there by Manhattanville as Weiss just subtly handed that one off to Dalsey, and Dalsey put a shot on net, but Ojemski with the save. As Ojemski looking for the outlet pass. Still looking for someone to get open. As the Eagles, literally no one in the middle of the field, everyone on the sidelines almost. And now Ojemski will send this one and it will connect. Here come the Eagles with it, looking to try to cut into this deficit. And we're going to get a whistle. As number 14, Sam Brennan, enter the Valiant zone. Here's a shot attempt, and Eastern will shoot and score. And they'll cut the deficit in half on that goal. 10-9 the score. As the ball's still loose and it'll be controlled by Eastern. I would definitely say that the Eagles have so far been the best team when it comes to draw controls against Manhattanville this year, at least in the games I've seen. Sarah Dalsey has been a sure-handed when it comes to those draw controls, but so far the Eagles have done a pretty good job of keeping the battle relatively even. Dalsey actually breaking the all-time draw control record here at Manhattanville. Valiants now play this one to Kat Riley. Riley hands it to Carly Weiss. Here's Carly Weiss with it. Weiss maybe try and drive in, spins. Weiss with a momentarily had a window, but shut nicely by the Eagles. And now we'll get a whistle and stoppage of play as Weiss took that shot in a heavily traffic area. Looks like the whistle's going to go against the Eagles. Here's Weiss with it. She'll shoot, but her shot just off the mark. Backed up, though, by Manhattanville. Played to Jenna Nance. Nance with it, spins. Gets it to Kat Riley. Riley now charging in. Riley, her shot attempt just in front of the far post. Finds again, though, will keep possession. As we're 8 minutes gone here in the second half of play. 3 unanswered goals by Manhattanville gave them a 2-goal lead, but Eastern able to respond and cut the deficit down to 1. Valiants with it. This shot attempt saved by Ojemski. Shot was affected by the Eastern defense. As Charleboy plays this one over to Earnhardt. And now the Eagles get the successful clear. Eastern looking to tie this game up at 10. Here's a shot attempt, and that one's going to go top shelf just above Lauren Cassidy for the goal. And for the time being, we got ourselves a tied game yet again. Liz Brennan with her second of the contest make that 47th goal of the season. As 2 of the top offenses in the conference doing battle here tonight. Manhattanville with 155 goals for them this season. Eastern with 136. Top offensive team in the MAC Freedom Conference is FDU with 167. They also have the best goal differential, 167 goals for, 81 goals against. Eastern so far being outscored this season 136 to 194. Hence to the 3-9 overall record. Team that does have a solid offense, but that is the problem. They do give up goals, though, as an offensive foul will be called against the Eagles. Nearly a third of the way through the second half of play. 10-10 the score. Here's Manhattanville with it. Jen Machen will have it. Machen loses control of the ball. Collects her own ground ball, though. She'll get Christina Leva. Leva had a goal called off earlier today. And what was kind of an odd call is Leva had scored earlier in the contest and then scored again, but the second goal was called off. Manhattanville with it. Weiss trying to cut into the teeth of the defense. Good job, though, by the Eagles to not allow Weiss. Jen Machen with it. She'll circle behind the net. Ryan's trying to cut to get open towards the net, but good job by the Eagles. Machen just elects to play this one up top. Here's Kat Riley with it. Riley cuts in. Riley's going to have a pretty good shot attempt, but a big save by Ojemski. But we're going to have a whistle against the Eagles. Kat Riley showing off that speed here. 4 goals here tonight. And she had an opportunity for her 5th, and she's going to get another shot here. Here's Riley. Her shot attempt looking to go low. Ball, though, steered away by Ojemski. Now ground ball as both teams fighting for possession. And it's going to go against Manhattanville on the whistle. So it'll be Eastern ball. Eagles now with the ball. As now the ball loose on the turf. Bargtari trying to scoop up the ground ball, and she will. Diana Bargtari plays this one to midfield. Here's Kat Riley with it. Riley racing ahead. 3-on-3. Riley passing this one off, but that pass just off the mark. Valiants may try to say that that was a shot attempt. We'll wait and see what the call is, but it looks like the official is not going to buy that one, as he's going to think that was a pass, so turnover against Manhattanville. Valiants again picking up the defensive pressure, and they cause a turnover in the defensive zone of Eastern. Here's Manhattanville with it as they look to reclaim the lead. With 12 minutes gone here in the second half. Eastern double teaming Carly Weiss. Jenna Nance was momentarily open, but good help defense by the Eagles as they're able to get someone on Jenna Nance. As I said, 2 of the top point scorers in the conference, Carly Weiss and Charleboy. Both so far relatively quiet here this evening. Weiss with the goal. Jen Machen looking for someone to pass this one off to. Instead just plays it up top to Kat Riley. Riley charges in. Riley, though, passing this one off. Good call. As the Valiants turn this one over, here come the Eagles with it. Eagles at midfield. Manhattanville, though, going to try to knock the ball loose, as it will now be in the stick of Campbell. And Campbell going to draw the whistle against Manhattanville. And there is the successful clear by Eastern. Eagles trying to reclaim the lead. They led 8-7 with a man up late in the first half, and they're going to retake the lead right there as that shot goes past Lauren Cassidy for the goal. As I was saying, Eastern had an 8-7 lead with a man advantage. Carly Weiss on the sideline after getting a 2-minute yellow card. Manhattanville, though, was able to score with 59 seconds to go. They tied at 8, and then 2 unanswered goals by the Valiants to start off the second half. Gave Manhattanville a 10-8 lead, but now the Eagles have responded with 3 unanswered goals, as they are now back up on top by a score 11-10. Ball played high into the air, and it will be Eastern with it. As now we're going to get a whistle, and it looks like it's going to go against Manhattanville. And that'll set up a free position for the Eagles as they look to continue their scoring run. 3 unanswered goals by Eastern, as we're nearly midway through the second half. Eastern charges in. This shot attempt wide of the cage. Eastern able to back it up, so they'll keep possession. Shawboy with it. Her shot attempt. Looks like Cassie might have been able to get just a piece of that one to redirect it. Eagles, though, able to get free, but they're going to lose that ball, and here's the turnover as Manhattanville have it. Play it ahead. Great pass there by the Valiants, as it goes right to a Valiant attacker. Here's a shot attempt that's just wide of the post. 15 to go here in the game. 11-10 lead for Eastern. Bryant's still with it. As now we'll have a whistle against the Eagles. This will give Evelyn Diaz a chance to maybe try to tie this game up. Diaz with it. Diaz shoots and she scores! Evelyn Diaz just able to sneak that one inside the far post for the goal. As Manhattanville's tied the game at 11. A big goal there by the Valiants with 14 minutes to go here in the second half. 11-11 the score. Big conference matchup for both of these schools. Still plenty of lacrosse left to play here in the regular season. Manhattanville will be on the road for their next 2 contests at Wilkes at FDU, and will conclude the regular season against Kings. And what we said could be a huge matchup when it comes to MAC Freedom playoff implications. But the Valiants need to take care of business here tonight against the Eagles. Draw will be controlled by Eastern. As a whistle and foul called against Jenna Nance. Valiants again trying to pick up the pressure in the midfield to cause a turnover. That one nearly picked off by the Valiant defense, but Eastern will have it. 11-11 the score. Both teams with some mini scoring runs. Manhattanville scored 3 unanswered goals to turn a 1-goal deficit into a 2-goal lead, and the Eagles responded with 3 unanswered of their own. And Manhattanville breaking that mini scoring drought as it's 11-11 with 13 to go here in the contest. Ryan's looking for the perfect homestand here today. Softball sweeping Mount St. Vincent and their doubleheader against the Dolphins, and baseball was able to defeat Lehman 12-9. As this shot attempt just gets past the stick of Lauren Cassidy for the goal. As the Eagles once again regain the lead as Liz Brennan scores her second of the game. Giants now have it, looking to try to once again tie this game up. 11-12 the score in favor of the visitors. Both teams, whenever it seems like the games kind of put momentum on their side, the other team's been able to respond with a big play, as it has been a very well evenly contest between both these Mac Freedom schools. Free position coming up for Manhattanville. Carly Weiss goes in. She fires this one in for the goal. Carly Weiss with an absolute rip past Ojemski as Weiss records her second of the game. And I'm sure that's who Manhattanville is going to be relying on here in the latter stages of this contest. Their junior offensive leader, Carly Weiss, an absolute rip of a shot past Ojemski, as she knots the game up at 12. But a draw win for Manhattanville as the Valiants look to reclaim the lead with a dozen minutes to go here in the second half. Valiants now with it. Passed off. Here comes Manhattanville with it. This shot attempt goes actually off an Eastern player, ball loose. And it'll be scooped up by Manhattanville, and now we'll get a stoppage of play as one of the Eastern players was hit by that potential shot. Kind of an unfortunate play there as it's Anna Charlesboy who had her back turned to the play trying to defend. I believe Jen Machen, and just caught the ball right in the back of the leg, but she's up and back running, looks to be okay. And it looks like Charlesboy may actually begin a whistle against her, as she stepped right in front of the potential scoring lane for Manhattanville. So free position for the Valiants with 11:22 to go, 12-12 to score. Valiants charging. Here's a shot attempt. Top shelf, they score. Top shelf where Mama keeps the cookies. Manhattanville takes the lead as it's a 13-12 score. As Sarah Dalsey able to beat Ojemski up top for the goal. And a huge goal for Manhattanville. As once again the scoring battle continues to teeter-totter between both squads. As a few players going down for the ground, but now Manhattanville come up with possession of it. So the Valiants will have the ball with a chance to add to their lead. Under 11 minutes to go here in the contest. Sarah Dalsey's goal has pushed Manhattanville back up on top, 13-12. Glad to bring you today's coverage of Manhattanville College women's lacrosse. Special shout out to Joe Darnell, who's operating the camera here in this cold spring night. And to all of our camera people who had to suffer along with us during today's not ideal weather conditions. As here's Manhattanville with it. Thought about pulling the trigger on the shot attempt was Jenna Nance, but she elects to just pass this one off. As it looks like now Nance might begin potential free position. As the official finally gets Nance set up, and she'll have a chance to push the lead to 2. 10 minutes to go here in the second half. Nance rushes in, passes this one off. Here's a shot attempt that's just off the mark. Good heads-up play there by Jenna Nance as she drew the defense to her. She was able to pass it off, but the shot was just a little bit wide of the post. Sarah Dalsey will now have it. And the Valiants can milk the clock here. Remember, next season, offensive stances like this will be disallowed with the introduction of the shot clock into the women's lacrosse game. So we'll give teams like you see here tonight with Eastern a chance to try to tie this game. But Manhattanville obviously in no rush here to try to find an offensive opportunity. Now Sarah Dalsey will have it. Dalsey will shoot for the goal. Dalsey with her 4th of the game. She went against the grain, cutting across the net, and then was able to rip it opposite side corner for the goal. With 9:03 to go, Manhattanville now up 14-12. The Valiants look for a huge conference victory against the Eagles. As we mentioned, Manhattanville has been on a hot streak here. Valiants have won their last 2 contests after losing their first conference game of the season, a 14-8 loss to Misericordia. which actually snapped a 3-game win streak Manhattanville was on. So Valiants once again looking for another 3-game winning streak, and this would be a huge victory and set Manhattanville up in nice position for a potential MAC Freedom berth. As the Valiants will get Wilkes next, who Wilkes currently coming into today was 0-3 in MAC Freedom play. Them and DeSales tied for the bottom spot in the conference, and then they'll get FDU, who's tied with Misericordia at 3-0, so kind of the Jekyll and Hyde of opponents. And then they'll wrap up the season against Kings, who's currently sitting in the final playoff spot at 2-1. Still a lot of lacrosse to play here in this contest. Manhattanville can get a goal here, but more importantly, maybe chew up some time that could definitely put the game in their favor, as we're going to get another free position coming up for the Valiants with 8 minutes to go. Looks like both teams are actually picking up the fouls, and the possession arrow pointing in favor of Eastern, so they'll have it. Don't know what the foul's called for against Manhattanville. So could be a big call against the Valiants, as Eastern once again have possession, trailing by 2 with 7:35 to go in the contest, and now we'll have another whistle. Eagles now with it. Here's Campbell. Campbell looking to pass this one off. She'll give it to Brennan. Brennan now with it. Here comes the potential double teams. Dalsey will come over. Passed off to Charlesboy. Charlesboy gets it to an open Eastern player, and they'll shoot and score. And a huge goal there by the Eagles cuts the deficit to 1. $7:09 to go. 14-13 Manhattanville. Nicole Hedge with the goal, as Charlesboy picks up the assist. Valiants matching their largest combined goal total between them and their opponents with that goal by the Eagles. 27 total goals scored between the two squads. Against Virginia Wesleyan, Manhattanville won 14-13 overtime, and against Centenary a week ago, it was a 20-7 victory for Manhattanville. So the 28th goal will be a huge one if Manhattanville can get it, as there's a big save there by Ojemski. But then also on the flip side, the 28th goal for Eastern would tie the game at 14. Under 7 to go here in the contest. Eagles will have it. Or excuse me, Manhattanville with possession. And Manhattanville might be looking to play keep away against the Eagles. Here's Sarah Dalsey with it. Dalsey looking to go top shelf, and she'll bury it in the back of the net for the goal. And there's goal number 28, and it'll go for Manhattanville, as Sarah Dalsey gets her 5th of the contest. A huge goal by Manhattanville, and they rely on the senior Sarah Dalsey, who's done it time and time and again, already surpassing the 100 career point plateau earlier this season. Continue to add to that point total with a huge goal there. 15-13 advantage with 6:40 to go here in the second half. As the rain now picking up here at GoValiants.com field, and you gotta wonder if that will affect any of these players. As an easy draw victory for the Eagles. Now Eastern back with it in Manhattanville territory quickly. They realize they got short time here to try to rally. Down by 2 as they approach 6 minutes to go. As Charles Boy is going to have a free position. She'll pull up and fire, and a big save by Cassidy. And Manhattanville is able to get possession. A huge save there by Lauren Cassidy, as she was just able to get enough of her stick on that one. Here's Diaz. Diaz pressured, as it looked like Charles Boy might have almost got that ball, but knocked out of place. And looks like a foul actually against Charles Boy, so it'll be Manhattanville ball. Diaz with it, and now she'll draw the whistle against Campbell. And again, precious seconds ticking off the clock here for the Eagles, as we're 5:30 to go here in the second half. Diaz still with it. Diaz once again drawing another whistle against Eastern. As it looks like Diaz will just elect to pass this one forward, and she'll get it up to Jenna Nance. Nance with it. She'll go behind the net. Nance to Machen. Over to Kat Riley. Riley gets it to Dalsey. And Dalsey, she can elect to just kind of stand out there by herself. No pressure so far by the Eagles defense, and now the Eagles will now try to pick it up. Under 5 to go here. Eagles not really applying any pressure here to Manhattanville. Maybe trying to fear a potential 3-goal lead, as the Eagles just sitting back. And now it looks like they're going to try to hustle and pick up the pressure against the Valiants. And a big turnover there by Manhattanville. Nice job by the Eagles, as that was number 12, Brennan, able to knock that one loose. Successful clear for the Eagles. 4 minutes to go. Eastern down by 2. Manhattanville looking to hold on for the victory, and it will be their 9th of the season. And more importantly, their 3rd MAC Freedom victory. Eagles with it. Circle around. Here's a shot attempt above the post. And out of play, but we're going to get a whistle, and it looks like it's going to go against the Valiants, and this will set up a huge free position for Eastern with 3:48. Eagles rush in. This shot attempt, and that one just gets past Cassidy, as it looked like she had a beat on that ball, but just goes under her stick for the goal. As Liz Brennan, her 6th goal of the contest. 3:44 to go. As it's now a 15-14 lead for Manhattanville. So this is a very, 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 can't emphasize enough how important this draw is for both squads. Manhattanville wins, they can chew up some more clock and try to maybe secure this victory. Eastern wins, they can set up the game-tying goal. And we're going to get a whistle, and it's actually going to go against Sarah Dalsey. Dalsey and the Valiant sideline can't believe that call. A huge call here. 3:30 to go. Valiants lead by 1. This one's setting up to be a dramatic finish here. Hagan with it. Charles Boy now looking to try to get open. Some good defense there by the Valiants. They pry the ball loose, but a whistle, and it looks like the Valiants are going to be called for the foul, and this might set up a free position for Charles Boy with 3:02 to go. Huge free position for both squads. Charles Boy takes a few steps. She'll now charge in. Her shot attempt off the mark. And then to say that Manhattanville is there, as they'll now have possession. Shania Jones with it. And Jones able to draw the whistle against the Eagles. Clock continuing to tick here. Jones now elects to pass this one off to Evelyn Diaz. Diaz getting past a few sticks there. She's able to keep possession of it past midfield. And a big clear there by Manhattanville. Valiants will now have possession with under 2:30 to go here in the game. 15-14 lead for Manhattanville. Rain continuing to pour here at GoValiants.com field. As this one's going to be tipped away by the Eagles. Ball loose at midfield, and it'll be scooped up by Sarah Dalsey. And it looks like head coach Trish Malfetta will call a timeout. 1:56 to go here in the contest. 15-14. Manhattanville trying to hold on. As we'll take a quick break here on GoValiants.tv. 1:56 to go here in the second half. Manhattanville leads by 1 against the Eagles. Stay tuned for the conclusion of today's contest between Manhattanville and Eastern, only on GoValiants.tv. .156 to go here in the second half. Manhattanville holding a 1-goal lead against Eastern. You gotta believe the Eagles are gonna be picking up the defensive pressure here, trying to cause a turnover. And as we said, Blake could look for maybe see if this rain could be a factor. As it might have been a factor right there as one of the Eastern players fell on the turf. As the Valiants look to just play keep away. Here's Carly Weiss with it. Weiss has it double team, passes this one off. Back to Weiss. 1:25 now to go. Manhattanville doing a good job so far of keeping possession of it. To Kat Riley. And just before Riley can take a shot, we're going to get a whistle against Eastern. And that'll be a free position coming up for Manhattanville. And here's a pretty interesting situation. Do you tell Riley to charge in and try to go for the 2-goal lead, or you tell her to back it out and just keep milking clock? And that's exactly what she's going to do. But a great stick check there by the Eagles as they pry that ball loose, and they're going to have possession of it. Eastern plays this one ahead. 1 minute to go. Eagles down by 1. Manhattanville looking to hold on for the victory. You gotta believe they're going to be looking to go towards Brennan or Charles Boys' way. Ball now put on the ground. Big defensive play by the Valiants, and they cause the turnover. A huge defensive play by Manhattanville with under a minute to go. And this one passed ahead, and we're going to get a whistle and foul against Eastern with 33 seconds to go. A huge defensive play by the Valiants will look like could have been a potential shot attempt for the Eagles. Turns into a turnover. As Jen and Nance will just play this one behind the net. As this pass attempt above the intended target. And the Eagles will keep this one in play. 15 seconds to go. Eastern has to hurry. Here come the Eagles with it. They get into Manhattanville territory. 2-on-2 here. Eastern has it. Passed away. Poked away by Manhattanville. 3 seconds left to go. Valiants just electing to hold this one on, and that will do it. A huge victory for Manhattanville as the defense stands tall and holds on for the 15-14 victory. As all the Valiants rushing to celebrate with Lauren Cassidy and their teammates. A big victory for Manhattanville. As Manhattanville will move to 9-4 overall, 3-1 in MAC Freedom play, while the Eagles drop to 3-10 overall, 1-3 in MAC Freedom play. And some big contests coming up for the Valiants. They'll be on the road at Wilkes, at FDU, and then their season finale here against Kings in what could be a huge game with huge MAC Freedom playoff implications on the line. For GoValiants.tv, this is Ty Snagler signing out. We thank you for joining us here on GoValiants.tv for our broadcast of Manhattanville College women's lacrosse. Make sure to check out the stats, the recap, and the highlight video at GoValiants.com. Thank you for joining us, and a special thank you to Joe Darnell for the filming here tonight in what was not the most ideal of situations, but a great job by Joe bringing you today's camera work. For GoValiants.tv, this is Ty Snagler signing out. Manhattanville defeats Eastern 15-14. Thanks for joining us, folks, and have a great night.